And here we go. We are back with our second semifinals of the night, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have our Korean Terran player, the red Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player from South Korea. It is Percival. We have our TvT, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Coming into this, Ryung, he is the heavy favorite. He is the reigning, or he is the only player left actually in the tournament that has won a Tuna Cup. But despite that, Percival, he has been popping up. He has been improving over time ever since he has returned from his absence, from his retirement. Ever since his return, he's been getting better and better results, and we'll see if he can bring it to Ryung. Let's go. Let us go. So now double gas open out of Percival, double gas out of Ryung. We have mirrored builds, we have mirrored setups. From here, going into faster factories, into delayed CCs. We go into our delayed setups. With this, we can commit into Reactor Reaper Hellion. We can go for early Cyclone production instead. We have options. We have options with how both Ryung and Percival want to approach this matchup. In general, we should not be seeing one base all-ins. Technically, that is an option, but no shot. Like this is not hacker is top. Nah. Should be expanding. Should be expanding. So we have a Percival moving out. Does move out. Likewise, Ryung going Reactor first into Reactor Reaper Hellion. So a more aggressive start here by Ryung, as he does delay his CC even further. Just now on the way is going to be delayed. A Reaper has arrived, zones away the SCV, but doesn't stick around too long. He knows that he's on a timer. Gets the hell out of there. Reapers move out. And Percival, he races back home. And Ryung, he's continuing Reaper production. Continuing Reapers, continuing Hellions. Percival, he also goes for his own Reactor Reaper Hellion as well. Got here in a different way. He went Reaper first, not Reactor. But both players building up. They're building up their forces. We'll see where this leads us. So we have extra Hellions building up. First, well, he moves that towards the left-hand side, and the armies that will clash. Yeah, they do meet. Yeah, massive pickoff. He gets one, he gets two. Oh, this is a rough start. Rough start for Percival. Has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Bleeds out one of the Hellions already, and it's going to be a one-way trip. It's going to be a one-way trip here, and Percival, he will get on top of the SCV. He gets one. Not even. SCV survive. Reaper's being hunted down. He's gonna lose everything, but he's buying time right now. That's his goal. He brings us all the way back home, back into the main. Back at home, what do we have? Cyclone production. We need cyclones, we need marines, we need bunkers, we need everything to defend, everything to hold on. As Ryung, he is now moving out. Now, he knows that he didn't miss the Hellion. The Hellion is still alive, but he will find it. He will get the lock on. Ooh, shuts down the Hellion. And now there's nothing keeping Ryung back. It's time to push. It's time to commit. Back at home, Percival. He needs more time for the tank. The tank is still a couple of seconds away. It's going to be close. The tank should spawn in a couple of seconds. Just now. Yeah, tank has arrived. Marines going to be falling. Massive pickoffs. Yeah, bleeds out all the Marines. Does get on top of that Cyclone. Trades 1 for 1. But the tank holds. The tank does hold. Ryung, he picks up. He rotates over into the main. Behind this, still reinforcing with his own tank. But Percival's in position. Yeah, he's ready for it. Ready for the bio. He's ready. Building up his own Ravens. Likewise, so is Ryung. Ryung, he does slip into the main, but this is tank in position. And so far, Percival, he holds. Does hold well. Third CCs are on the way for both players. Both players are expanding. Do you have Stim on the way for Percival, getting into Bio? Ryung, what do you have for us? Bio as well. Thank God. I was a little bit concerned it was going to be mech. A little bit. But thankfully, it's going to be Bio instead. So as you see, Ryung is zoned away. Oh. Medevac goes down. A little bio as well. Nice catch. Ryung trying to be cheeky. Moving in. Okay. Thankfully, he doesn't play. He was playing with fire. Ryung, he backs the hell off, doesn't commit. And we have a game. We have a game for ourselves. Percival, he gets a third base. Ryung gets his third as well. Whew, we're going to be here for a while. We're building up. We're settling in. So we are going to back off and turtle up. And we will enter the mid game. From here, getting ready for a 4th CC. Getting to 1-1 upgrades. Now, there is, of course, a drop play potential, but the thing here is that you can see Ryung, he's not making any medevacs. 0 medevac production, pure Viking. Just pure Viking out of Ryung. With this Ryung, he will maintain air control, and he wants to take advantage of this higher tank count. Meanwhile, Percival, he did incorporate a couple of medevacs first. Percival, he has 2 Vikings so far, and he's making more medevacs. Ooh, so basically, Ryung, he will have air control. Instead, Percival will have more mobility. He will have mobility here for drop play, for picking up units, pulling back. But is that going to be worth it? Speaking of Marines, they do get across the map. Not bad. 3 CV kills. There are reinforcements. Ryung holds. Turns around for a moment. Percival does scan. Does spot the retreat. Ryung, he's up 1 tank so far. Now going into delayed medevacs. Ryung doesn't quite move out. Pulls back home. And we should be expanding. There we go. 4 CCs on the way for Percival, and we should soon see one for Ryung as well. We should see a 4th CC momentarily. As from here, we're building up. Now, Percival, he is being active. You can see him skirting around with his Marines, with his drop play. Likewise, Vikings in position to deny drops as well. Percival, he's looking for an opening. And he gets spotted. Does get spotted. Tanks they reposition. Vikings as well. And Percival, he retreats. Like, at this level, if you get spotted, whether it's with a Marine, a Pylon, a Depot, you respect your opponent enough to be in position. Percival with the pre-siege. Up! Tank boy's going up. Oh my god! Yeah, Ryung gets punished. Was not expecting those tanks. Nice start for Percival. It's a nice start. Forcing Ryung back. Percival the first to expand. In general, Percival, he has a slight edge over Ryung, but only slight edge. Like, it's one of those things where in TvT, you can be down 20 supply and you can still take a fight. Like, you can still overcome that with better positional play. 2 more starports. We can see Percival getting ready for Mass Viking into Sky Terran. Sky Terran is the go-to late game composition you want. Vikings, Liberators, Ravens as well. As air superiority is just so important in TvT. We're not there yet though. Vikings gonna be clashing. Nice missile goes off, dusts everything. And Percival, he will claim the fight, shuts down the bio. Marines go down. Percival, he's gaining ground. He's still taking better fights. Ryung, bring it together. We need to bring it together, Pat. Percival, he rotates. Likewise, Ryung rotating and trying to keep up as well. Keeping up with the main army, drops across the map. Vikings to engage. Better start for Ryung. Takes down the Ravens. Nice snipes. Ryung, he saves his own. He pulls away with his Vikings, with the Ravens as well. And we'll take the better trade, just barely. Ryung, he wins the battle in the sky, and he keeps those Ravens alive. That's what's important. Percival going back to his own Raven production to replenish, to rebuild. Still no additional starports for Ryung, which is concerning. No starports, just the one. So Percival, he will soon overtake that Raven lead. Just now, starports begin. Ryung, he attempts to move out. Does attempt. Likewise, Percival stimming in. These lone tanks are exposed. He gets one. Takes down the tank, delays the starports. Yeah, important pickups. Steering further into the main, catching out even more tanks. Not enough reinforcements, boys are being pulled. And Percival, he's getting out of hand. At the same time, Ryung, he pushes in, but there's a line of tanks waiting for him. Yeah, tanks are in position, they're ready. Ryung, he does not gain any ground. He will lose out 19 SCVs back at home. And Percival, so far still holding. Likewise, lost 9 SCVs to defend. Now, Ryung, he may have lost a bunch of workers, but he does have the army lead. Ryung, he's got more Marines. That's where most of the supply is the Marines. As Percival, he lost all of his own. As he did trade Marines for SCVs. Sorry, Ryung getting within range. Ravens are building up. Building up his Raven count. Ryung looking for another way in. Still maintains that siege line. He doesn't back up. I mean, my biggest concern here is the Raven count. The Raven count is getting higher and higher for Percival. And it will soon be able to disable every one of these tanks. Yeah, Ryung, he backs up for a moment. He's still in the center of the map. But Percival going for a massive backstab instead, going for the planetary. Ryung, he responds. Does respond, coming in from behind, but he's going to be stuck on the low ground. Tanks do siege. Ryung, can he surround this? He can try. Oh, not bad. Yeah, brutal shots. Takes down the tank, takes down the massive amount of Marines. Percival is cut off. Oh, stims in. Dust him forward. Tanks are going down. Percival just getting picked apart here. Goes to the disables. So far, Percival, he will clean up those tanks. Nicely done. Again, the Ravens, they reign supreme. Ryung still across the map. We do see 6 Ravens now. 6 Ravens for Percival. Getting ready for more disables. He's getting ready. Lifts up the CC. Oh. Likewise getting caught in the center. Oof. Percival losing his army. He was supposed to flank. Not available anymore. Does go for the Mastodon Siege. Oh. Doesn't go for it. Again, it feels like it's taking a long time, but there we go. Now he breaks out. Sends forward, cleans up every single tank here. But Ryung isn't done. He has already replenished that army. Moving out, going for the expansion. And what's important, one of the reasons why Percival is now down in supply here is the economy. He was denied mining. He's denied mining. Now more bases under fire. Marines, they stim in. They punish the Vikings. And this planetary is going to fall. Meanwhile, Ryung, his mining is untouched. Ryung, he's just happily mining. On 80 SCVs, he's maxed. Percival coming in from behind. Ryung is getting cornered. That's still a lot of Ravens. That's how many? That's 9. 9 Ravens for Percival. Ryung has to get the hell out of here. That's on siege. Pulling further back. Oh, and there kick on the Master Sables. Ryung stims in. He does take down, what, 3-4 Ravens. You lose every single tank. Brutal loss here for Ryung. Quickly checking. That was what? That was 5 tanks for 6 Ravens. Okay. Back and forth trade. It's so important that the Ryung, he was able to snipe out as many Ravens as he could. Okay, that was 6. Percival attempts to expand. Ryung is ready. Does spot the expansion. Ryung stimming in. He wants that CC. Can he get it? Yeah, he should be able to. Takes down the tanks. Takes down CC. Takes down 2 tanks. Spots into the mineral line. Percival not taking this seriously. Ryung now can focus on the main fight. Still 7 Ravens here for Percival. But not much energy. Meanwhile, the base went down. Ryung still remaxing. Still wreaking havoc. Takes some depots, turrets, sensor towers. Ravens move in. Viking count also in favor of Percival. It's closer, takes down another tank. Percival creating an opening. Oh! Does shred that armor. And here we go. Freedom has arrived. We have the liberation zones, and now we have more Vikings. With that defender's advantage, the Vikings have arrived. Percival trying to stim in. Getting forced back. Likewise, Ryung catching reinforcements. Oh my god, gets a tank. Gets a free tank. Gets a Raven. Percival is racing back home. Better trades here for Ryung. He's going to be cleaned up though. From here, he should be cleaned up. We'll get 6 SCV kills. But Percival, he's all the way back home. He turns around, he races back home. Ryung, he holds. He still maintains that economy, all these bases, all the mining. And Ryung, once again, he will overwhelm. He just has the larger army as a result. He's so much faster to remax. I do prefer Percival's composition only feels maxed out. Like, he's got how many? He's got more Ravens, he's got more Vikings, or at least he's trying to. As he now is behind in the Viking count. Like, the faster double starboard and the faster Raven production has been crucial here to Percival's style. But the economy has been lacking. And now he has to commit. Oh, he's going to lose every single Raven. And there's just so many Vikings here for Ryung. The tanks are getting caught out, though. That's a lot of tank losses. Oh, but we cannot gain more ground. And the siege line is too good, and Ryung, he will clean up the army. Shuts everything down. The Ravens, the tanks, the medevacs. GG gets called, and Ryung, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Ryung does take a lead. Again, a very intense back and forth. Honestly, it was a better start for Percival. Percival, he had a stronger start. He had the faster triple starport, had the faster Raven production as well. But Ryung, he was able to claw his way back in. And some very crucial counterattacks and counter damage. Some better engagements at times as well. Ryung was able to just pick away at Percival, cripple the economy more importantly, and maintain his own. GG. GG, well played. Ryung does take a lead. And now we're getting ready for game number 2. GG. Getting ready for that second game. And we'll see how that story ends. We'll see where this takes us. We shall see. Oh. As we are getting to our next game. Are going to be loading into game 2. It's going to be on Ultra Love. So Ryung versus Percival does continue. As a reminder, Shameless is waiting for the winner of the series. Beautiful. And Ultra Love is going to be an interesting one. Ultra Love is a smaller map, but also, I mean, very defendable. There's a lot of choke points, there's a lot of ramps. We can definitely see the game slowing down on Ultra Love, which is going to be my biggest concern. So we'll see if we end up in another longer game. As a reminder, last game, like, we started things off aggressively as well with Mass Reaper Hellion from both sides, but did slow down. We'll see if that happens again here in game 2. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our red Terran player, the Tuna himself. Oh my god, the Tuna Terran from South Korea, representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean, the other South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, down in the series. But he had his moments in that last game. Can he bring it back? Can he force the ace match? It is Percival. Here we go. As the series does continue. Ooh, and we open up with a proxy instead. Okay, you have my attention. We have a proxy racks across the map. Not just 1, 2. Second SCV did move out, so proxy 2 racks here out of Percival. It's going to be 2 racks Reaper. Interesting position is what I will say. Typically, the standard location is going to be outside of the main to dive in. You make use of this Reaper cliff, but the position is maybe a little bit too obvious, and Ryung is checking, the standard proxy location. So Ryung, he does check, and Percival, he does benefit for the racks being elsewhere. I mean, it's a bit of a give and take. It's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, yes, it is unscattered, it is unseen, but there's a reason for that, because it is further away. So that is going to hinder the Reaper production. Oh, my apologies. Only 1 gas back at home initially. This is not Proxy Reaper, it is Proxy Marauder. Oh boy. Okay, let's go. It is going to be Proxy Marauder instead. Tech Labs are finishing up, and Percival, he's going to pop off. Now what's important here is that Ryung, he has CV scouts. He sees no racks. He sees missing racks. He also sees the delayed gas geyser as well. Ryung, he's somewhat aware. Yep, instantly bunker. He knows. You know, something is wrong. Bunker gets thrown down instantly. Here we have 1 bunker in each location. The reason why there's 2 is because he believes it is Proxy Reaper. It means in case Reapers come in from one side or the other, the bunkers are ready. Boys are being pre-pulled, and the Marauders are soon to reveal themselves. Marauders going to be poking up the ramp. And Marauders are revealed. Now Ryung knows. He knows he has to salvage 1 bunker. He doesn't need it. Throwing it closer to the wall. As Ryung does not want to lose those depots. Percival, he commits. This is going to be a 1 base all-in. This is going to be a Proxy 2-1-1. Proxy Marauder into, I would imagine, Proxy Tank. Into a medevac as well? We'll see. Oh, God. as we are committing. And going for add-on swaps. I believe the tech lab is going to be for the factory, question mark, for the tank production. That would make the most sense. Unfortunately, the factory is a little bit further back, so it's going to take a while. But yep, there we go. Yeah, tank production is on the horizon. And there's our starport for the medevac, or for the Viking, for high ground vision. Reaver works in. Ryung, he confirms there's no factory. He confirms that, I mean, there's no follow-up. Marauder did turn around, but what exactly is going on? Ryung doesn't know. Thankfully, he doesn't salvage. Does not salvage the bunker. Does at least have safety cyclones, getting to his own starport. And he does scout. What does he see? Factory. He knows. Whew, he does scout the factory. He's pulling back his production. Really smart. He knows that this production, this closer location is going to be vulnerable to the tank. And he moves forward. His goal here would be to catch out the tank or any stray units early on at the ramp. He's in position. Max is floating over. Vikings on the way for both players. Reactored Viking. Okay. Reactored Viking out of Percival. Does move up the ramp. Unfortunately, no lock-ons. Tank does siege up. And Percival, he is within range of that depot. Even actually within range of the bunker. Jeeva's going to be the first to fall. Jeeva's going to go down. Looks like barely at, oh, yeah, barely within range of the bunker as well. Just barely. And Ryung is expanding. And unfortunately, the reality is that this CC is not helping. It's not helping here in the defense. He needs as much army as possible. Now getting a third tank. Salvage is denied. Oh, massive tank shots. Ooh, Percival overextends. Yeah, massive overextension. One more tank volley is going to be enough. And he does bring down both tanks. Oh my god. Yeah, brutal pick off there. Percival here overextended. He did not kill the tank. He didn't get it. Tank survived. Massive win for Ryung, and now he's doubling out control. Ay. Percival losing everything. He lost both tanks, didn't get a single one. And now he's racing back. Ryung, he maintains control here of the ramp, of the natural. Tanks are sieging. And Ryung can now expand. He's getting further ahead. Oh, doesn't have vision. Massive pickoff. Tank is going to go down. He gets one tank shot off, only one. The other moves in. Oh my god. Yeah, still a very tense fight, very close. We'll clean up the tanks. This was not efficient here from Ryung. He lost two tanks, but regardless, GG gets called, he breaks out, and Ryung will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. GG, well played, as Ryung, he will claim the series, will advance on. Unfortunately, Percival, I mean, he had momentum at one point, but unfortunately, he took one step too close to the ramp. He lost both tanks as a result. That was a brutal moment when he lost both tanks, and with that, he was overwhelmed. He lost everything. GG. GG, well played. Ryung does claim the series, and now we are getting ready for the grand finals. It's going to be a best of 5 between Ryung and Shameless. Let's go. Is going to be that best of 5.